This is a PSA that about 2 weeks ago, I thought that I was going to have to humanely euthanize this rooster because he had completely lost use of one of his legs. Now, I picked him up and I did an inspection. I was trying to see if maybe something was broken or injured. Maybe he had jumped down from a high roost because that happens sometimes. He's about 18 months old. He wasn't really exhibiting signs of Marek's. When chickens have Marek's, usually we see the first symptoms when they're much younger, before 6 months old. And the classic telltale Marek's sign is their legs are like in a split with one leg forward and one leg backward. This rooster was just injured. Clearly it was just one leg. Oftentimes in this situation, if it's just an injury, you can isolate the chickens so that they're in an area where they're not stressed by other chickens, where they don't have to move around much to get to food and water, where there's nowhere that they can jump onto or jump down to. And sometimes if it's just a sprain, not like a broken limb, sometimes we can help them recover this way. So on the day where I thought I was going to have to humanely euthanize him, I picked him up and I noticed that he was so skinny. I could completely feel his breastbone. And sometimes in these cochins in particular, it's hard to notice when they're becoming emaciated like that because they're so fluffy. Their feathers are so abundant. Mind you, I had been messing with him for a couple days before this point where I would pick him up and move him and try to help manipulate the leg and give him time to rest, and nothing was helping. But on this particular day, when I had made the decision that it is going to be the best thing for this chicken if I help to end the suffering, I'm telling you, no sooner did I make that decision, but he was just up and walking around again. Then I was having a chat with a really good trusted friend chicken keeper of mine, and she was saying that some of her chickens had recently lost the ability to walk. She described something very similar to what this guy was going through, and it was due to having worms. She saw worms in the feces. And then of course the light bulb went off for me that could absolutely fit with what this guy was dealing with. And look, in general, I would say that there should be more consideration to a internal parasite diagnostic, but because I'm familiar with my soil, it's a well-known fact in my area in the country, even amongst vets, that there is a roundworm issue in the land out here. And that goes for all livestock. We have to be mindful with our dogs. I have to treat preventatively at least twice a year anyway. So given all of my background data, I knew that this could definitely be the consequence of internal parasites. This is my choice dewormer right now. It's called Wormer Deluxe Powder. Purchase it online from a place called Jedds, Jedds Avian Supply. They have all kinds of really cool, useful medications to have on hand in your medicine cabinet. This you treat 2 days in a row. You use a teaspoon in a gallon of water, and then it says to treat again 21 days later. You always want to retreat so that you're getting any eggs that may have hatched in the meantime. Most antiparasitics do not treat eggs. That goes for external and internal parasites. Really, 2 weeks later, it is impressive how much progress he has made. Listen, chicken keeping can be really tough, and diagnosing issues with chickens can be really confusing and really tough. And oftentimes, even if you can find a vet who has some experience with chickens, they don't have as much experience with them as they do dogs and cats. It's always do the best you can, piece the information together, and make informed choices for your flock. So I'm just really grateful this worked out the way it did.